look at graphing inequalities. We're going to graph inequalities on a number line. Inequalities have an infinite amount of solutions, so we represent the answer on a number line. We use the symbols below to help us graph. This symbol here means less than, so we're going to actually put an open circle. When you have less than or greater than, there's your solution's not actually equal to that number. It's less than it or greater than it. So for both of those, you're going to put an open circle. If you see less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, that's where you're going to put your closed circle because it is actually equal to that number. Okay? It includes whatever number you see there. This does not include that number, so we have an open circle. These two will include it, so we have a closed circle. Let's take a look at an example. So what I mean here, I have x is greater than 5. So I'm going to find 5 on my number line. My color here, 5 here on my number line. Because it's greater than, we're saying numbers greater than 5, not including 5. So starting basically at like 5.11111. And then when you draw your arrow, you pretty much go in the same direction as this arrow, as long as x is first. If x is your first thing, you're going to follow that same arrow. Numbers that are bigger than 5. You can test it. Ask yourself, is 7 bigger than 5? Is 8 bigger than 5? Yes. These numbers here are not bigger than 5. These are. So that's how you know you have the right solution. All right. Same thing down here. X is less than 5 would be the same idea. It would still be an open circle because we do not have the underline. It's just less than. And we're going to go to the left. These are all of our numbers that are less than 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You could substitute a number in there, like let's say 2 is less than 5. That is a true statement. So if you want to check it to make sure your arrow is going the right way, you can do that. But keep in mind open circle for less than, or sorry, for greater than or less than for those situations. All right, let's look at some more examples here. All right, now I have x is less than or equal to -1. So here is -1. I'm going to put a closed circle here because I have that or equal to there. It actually includes -1. -1 is a solution, okay? -1 is part of the answer. I could say -1 is less than or equal to -1 because of that equals. -1 is equal to -1. It's not less than it, but it is equal to it. So that one's fine there. And again, I follow the arrow as long as x is first. Same thing here, x is greater than or equal to -1. I'm going to put a closed circle here at -1. Same thing, it has that underline. It can be equal to -1, but also greater than. So I'm greater than -1, I'm going to follow my arrow here, okay? So that is how I'm going to graph this inequality on the number line. All right, finally, you might see problems like this, okay? So I have -3 is less than x. X is not first, okay? So what we want to do is make x be first. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to flip everything. These two get flipped, and my sign gets flipped, okay? So I have to flip x and -3. But if I do that, this says less than. I also have to flip it to greater than, okay? So you're going to flip it around if x is not first, but you also have to flip your sign. So this says -3 is smaller than x. They mean the same thing, okay? -3 is smaller than a number. Well, that's a lot of your positive numbers. -3 is smaller than it. This is the same thing, just from a different perspective. All these numbers are bigger than -3. So here's my -3. I'm going to have an open circle. And now for this one, I can follow the arrow, okay? You don't want to follow this arrow if the number is first. You only follow the arrow if x is first. So same thing down here. 4 is greater than or equal to x. The number is first. So I'm going to flip, and I'm going to flip. So x and 4, less than or equal to, or sorry, greater than or equal to. So it's going to become less than or equal to. So I'm going to find my +4, close circle, because it's got that underline, and now I can follow this arrow. Okay, I can't follow that one because X wasn't first. So if X is not first, you want to change your order first, flip your sign, and then go ahead and graph it on your number line. All right, go ahead and try the practice problems in Delta Math.